with spring break, you guys forget the relaxation. You guys are busy at work. 8 games, including the road trip. You take 3 or 4 at Chico against a team that's been really good, and you finally get that the home opener, the home stand started off in a sweep. So, I mean, 7 out of 8. Having come back from a little layoff, I had to be pleased at just how things turned out.
Oh, for sure. Both San Bernardino and Chico are good teams, so I wasn't expecting anything to be easy. Unfortunately, we were off for 2 weeks because of weather before Chico, so that definitely showed in the first game. We came out a little rusty, basically just kind of getting our feet back on track, and it showed. But what really showed was the character of the team and being able to put that behind us and come back and win the next 3 at Chico and then sweep San Bernardino. So Chico's not easy by any means, and to be at their place, we've never done really well at their place anyway, so to take 3 out of 4, I'll take that any day with Chico.
So we'll talk about Hannah as well, but for Maddie, still undefeated, just 14 strike, or just you name it. She had it. She pitched really well. Is there ever the thought? I mean, first talk about her accomplishment, and then obviously with the Katie and her kind of back and forth. Is there a thought that sometimes hey, we might need to pitch Maddie both games, or is it still like, hey, everything's working?
Honestly, no. Katie's throwing just as well. Maddie's got the strikeouts, but Katie's never been a strikeout pitcher. That's not her game. Her game is pop up, jam people, and she's been doing that. So she's successful in her right, and Maddie's successful in her right. So we really haven't talked about having to go with one pitcher at this time. It's nice that we're able to go with both pitchers. Game 1, Katie. Game 2, Maddie. And this way they're safe for postseason. We're not wearing one person out. They're pretty even in innings, and that's how it's going to stay. Honestly, right now at this point, I mean, I can't say how postseason's going to go yet, but the beauty is that they're 2 different pitchers, and they're both successful in their own right, and they're doing their job right now. So there's right now no change in the lineup.
How much are they feeding off of one another? I'm sure one pitcher, game 1, Katie has a great game, and Maddie's like, well, better follow that up. So how much are they kind of feeding off?
Well, there's always that competition, whether it be pitching, catching, hitting. Our hitters are having competition who can hit most home runs. And so it's great knowing. Katie's been our number 1 for 4 years, so it's really nice. And Maddie's really still, in her junior year, really comfortable now, throwing well. So she's trying to get her name out there, and she's doing so. And I think it's just that Maddie has seen Katie's success, and Katie's seeing Maddie's success, and it's just about it's a good competition between each other. Going, you know what, we got to do this to win, and they know where they want to end their season. They know what their ultimate goal is, and as long as they're feeding off each other, I'm all for it.
Baseball, softball, everybody looks at those home runs and RBIs, but for Hannah Holland, a gal, that pest at the top of the order, she does her job, slapping the ball, getting on base. If it's a walk, it's a hit, but she does her job, and then obviously puts pressure on other teams and the pitchers.
Yes.
Knowing that she's on base, and her getting honored with the Player of the Week. But just talk about just the season that she's having, what she brings to this team.
Well, I think she really came back with a vengeance. She didn't finish her freshman year off like she wanted to, and she's really come back. With the fall, she really concentrated on her hitting. She felt really out of whack, and so she stayed with it, kept working it, and this season has just started off on a tear, and we hope she continues. She's getting on base via walk, base hit, error, whatever it is, and she's creating havoc on the bases. And then this weekend she showed some power, which we know is there, but that's not part of her game. If that happens, that's great, but her job is to get on base, and that's what she's been doing, and it's really setting the tone for the rest of the lineup. Now I just want the rest of the lineup to feed off of that, and we will.
To get, not only did you guys get a sweep at home, but do you think like now, after having been home, for the seniors, juniors, they've been here before, but for the gals, playing for the Jacks for the first time, kind of or for a team, kind of takes a little, not to say pressure, but hey, we've gotten out of the way, we've played at home. Mm-hmm. Okay, now we can kind of continue the season.
Well, we had 2 weekend series canceled before, and it takes a toll on you, but the girls just want to play. So as long as we're getting our other games in, what we have to do is we have to stress on the things that we can control and not worry about the things that we can't control. And our weather is obviously something we can't control. So what they can control is going out when they do get the opportunity to play and making the best of it. And that's what they're doing. You know, again, like I said, we struggled a little bit at the beginning of Chico, but then we took over from there. And it's great that our freshmen get that chance to finally feel what being at home is like. Obviously, I wish it wasn't during spring break. They get a little more feel when the students are more in town. But it was a lot of Justin this weekend, and freshmen going, "Oh, we're finally home. Now what do we do? How do we do this?" And it all came together, and that's what's important. As long as we're playing, as long as we're doing enough to win, they're happy.